There we go. Now I'm remembering what it was that kind of a video that I erased that I was like, wait. But there was something about this. I was like, and I wanted to redo it. Is the end of the kind of the end of treating gender sexualism like it is actually rooted in science, like engineering or chemistry, that evidence-based science, that you have experiments and and you posit a hypothesis and all that kind of thing, and you test your hypothesis, and so the whole thing that about this now is we're going to start having hearings on this, most likely, as people are like, wait, so what do you mean, was it puberty, whatever, puberty blocking drug? There's no such thing as that. It's an unfortunate side effect of a drug used to chemically castrate people. You're actually inhibiting a normal process of the body. This is all going to come up. That's actually the real verbiage you would use. You guys use this fake verbiage that you've made up, and that there isn't really a way. You can't block puberty. That's not really possible. And then it's going to be dialing you in. So what does this drug do? Like, how is it that was? So what is it doing? There's a term for what it's doing to the body, such that the person's natural processes of puberty don't operate correctly. What is the actual term for that? Because it will be a negative term in medicine. It'll be a bad thing. It'll be clearly the bad thing that it is. Everything's revealed as it is, as the Zen koan translates to. Ipsa res, as the Latins might have said. But that's going to happen, because we're going to force it to happen. We're going to force you to say words that are correct and accurate, and then you're going to be embarrassed, and that's how we'll win, because you'll be like, okay, well, what technically these drugs do is this, and that'll be it. That'll be the end. That'll be the start of the finish. And then it's going to be, where did you get even this idea of this thing called gender, being that not even the EU, in having a decades-long program to try to identify how to make sure that there's not gender bias in science. They still, after I think it was 5 years or 10, could not define gender, but definitely knew there was bias. So this is anti-scientific thinking. This is the antithesis, the nadir of science. This comes out of educated people who are both kind of lazy and mentally unstable. So this has nothing to do with actual scientific inquiry, real kind of intellectual rigor. This is and then when people look into it, it's like then it comes down to this. Okay, so gender. What are 4 units of it? 4, or what's the scale? 1 to 10, A to Z, colors. How are you measuring this? And then when they say, well, no, but it can't be measured, then you go, okay, so you're not talking about something real. Because things that exist in time-space can be measured. They have a relationship to other things in time-space. So this is a fundamental concept of things that exist. And so this is where then you get to run into exactly how low level of the intelligence you're dealing with. how dishonest of the person you're dealing with is when you get them down to, is what you're talking about existence extant, because you should be able to describe it in terms of other things that it is similar to, related to, buttresses up against physically, is in the category of. They can't do that because this term gender is a euphemism, of course, for sex, and that's what we're talking about. And there's a bunch of people who are talking about, I want to be treated special because I simply am a person who thinks I should have people paying attention to me. And what they're trying to do is do it the easiest way of garnering negative attention, because garnering positive attention would usually require you being valuable to other humans, because what's most important in life? Other people. Note that a lot of these people also have nihilistic views. They flippantly talk about violence toward other people. They don't mean that they're going to do it, but they have this weird flippant, cynical view toward people dying, tragedy, because of kind of a bad psychological conditioning for such bad things and dealing with bad feelings. So this was just running through my mind about this. It'll all come up, it'll all come out, and people will be talking about it. And and then that the fashion of the ennui of the bourgeois of our time will pass.